How to handle public meltdowns with confidence. Public meltdowns can be difficult to manage, whether you're a caregiver to a child mid-tantrum, a bystander witnessing an outburst, or even a friend helping someone through a stressful situation. These moments can feel unpredictable, awkward, and emotionally charged, but they don't have to leave you frazzled. In this video, you'll learn how to handle public meltdowns calmly and confidently by understanding the causes, managing your emotions, and applying effective de-escalation strategies. By the end, you'll feel equipped to turn these challenging scenarios into opportunities for connection and understanding. Let's dive in. Before you can handle a public meltdown calmly, it's important to understand what a meltdown is. A meltdown is an intense emotional reaction triggered by frustration, stress, overstimulation, or unmet needs. For children, meltdowns might result from exhaustion, hunger, or being unable to express their feelings. With adults, these episodes can stem from high pressure, anxiety, or feeling overwhelmed. The setting of a meltdown can introduce additional stress, whether it's a grocery store, a crowded bus, or a workplace meeting. When we understand that meltdowns are more about the person's circumstances than their intentions, we can respond with more empathy and composure. The first key to handling any meltdown is managing your own emotions. When emotions escalate, especially in a public space, it can be tempting to react, maybe snapping in frustration or retreating to avoid confrontation. But how you respond can set the tone for how the situation unfolds. Start by taking a deep breath. Controlled breathing activates your body's relaxation response, helping you remain calm and stay in control. Remind yourself that your calmness can help diffuse the emotional tension in the room. Avoid behaviors that escalate the situation. Don't shout, roll your eyes, or engage in argument-like behavior. This only amplifies the stress. Instead, focus on staying grounded. Imagine yourself as the anchor of calmness that the person experiencing the meltdown can rely on. If you need time to process your own emotions, pause mentally. You don't need to resolve things instantly. It's okay to take a moment to steady yourself. That's an act of strength, not weakness. When someone is in the midst of a meltdown, be it a child, coworker, or stranger, how you communicate matters as much as what you say. Speak in a soft, supportive tone. Raising your voice can escalate the situation, whereas calm speech signals that you're listening and not reacting harshly. Stay patient, even if the person's emotions are running high. Validate their feelings. Phrases like, "I can see you're upset," or "That seems really frustrating," help the person feel heard. Sometimes, just acknowledging someone's emotions can begin to lower their stress. Avoid judgmental or dismissive statements that could make them feel invalidated. Keep your words simple and clear. In high-stress moments, long explanations or complex instructions can overwhelm an already emotional person. Stick to short, actionable messages. For example, "Let's take a breath together," or "We can figure this out. I'm here to help." Above all, stay as empathetic as possible. Even when someone's behavior doesn't make sense to you, showing kindness is the first step toward resolving the conflict. There are practical tricks you can use in the middle of a meltdown to guide the situation back to calm. These can help whether the person having the meltdown is a child, colleague, or even a stranger. One useful approach is redirection. This means gently shifting the person's attention away from the trigger. For example, with a child throwing a tantrum in a store, you might point out something interesting nearby. "Wow, look at that colorful balloon." For adults, redirection can mean acknowledging the problem and suggesting a small distraction, like moving to a different setting or offering them something to drink. Creating a physical or emotional safe space is another effective method. If possible, remove the person from the stressful environment. For instance, if a friend or family member is upset at a crowded event, offer to take them somewhere quieter to decompress. Quick calming techniques, like offering water, encouraging a few deep breaths, or even helping them sit down, can do wonders to ease tension in the moment. Small gestures that prioritize their physical and emotional comfort can make a melting storm feel manageable. Public meltdowns come in many shapes and sizes, so let's explore how to tailor your approach to specific situations. Parents and caregivers often face meltdowns when kids are overwhelmed by hunger, overstimulation, or emotions they don't yet know how to express. The best way to handle these is by balancing compassion and boundaries. Validate their feelings with comforting words like, "I know you're upset and I'm here to help." Use redirection to steer their attention towards something exciting or positive. Preventative techniques such as maintaining consistent routines, offering snacks, or providing rest breaks can help reduce the likelihood of future public meltdowns. Adults don't always exhibit meltdowns the same way as children, but they can still spiral emotionally during overwhelming times, especially in public or professional settings. If it's a stranger, maintain respect and kindness while assessing whether they'd prefer space or support. With someone you know, offer to listen or calmly suggest moving to a less stressful area. In all cases, empathy is key. Try to understand their perspective. When witnessing a public meltdown involving strangers, tread carefully. Your job isn't to intervene unless necessary, especially if doing so risks escalating the situation. If the situation looks unsafe, consider notifying someone in authority rather than stepping in. Still, by showing kind body language, like offering a warm smile or a non-judgmental gaze, you can help lower the tension. The best way to manage meltdowns is to prevent them from happening in the first place. While not every scenario can be avoided, there are steps parents, caregivers, and even colleagues can take to reduce the likelihood of public outbursts. Establish routines that minimize major disruptive triggers like irregular schedules, hunger, or overexposure to stimuli. Teach kids emotional management skills over time. Deep breaths, counting exercises, or simple verbal expressions of frustration like, "I feel mad," can empower them to navigate emotions before they lead to a meltdown. At the same time, enforce boundaries that provide structure, but with kindness. Punitive responses like yelling are less effective than calm, but firm reminders of behavior expectations. Encourage proactive communication or mindfulness practices in environments where stress may arise. Workplaces should be emotionally supportive, with protocols in place for diffusing tension during high-stakes moments. Preparation, empathy, and a calm mindset go a long way toward reducing public meltdowns across all environments. Public meltdowns, while challenging in the moment, also present an opportunity to connect more deeply with others. These situations force us to focus on compassion, listening, and emotional intelligence. Rather than judging the person experiencing the meltdown, walk in their shoes for a moment. What might they be feeling? How would you hope to be treated in the same circumstances? Remember, no one plans to have a meltdown. It's often the result of unmet needs or overwhelming emotions they can't contain. By extending kindness in these moments, you demonstrate calm strength and create a peaceful environment even when things seem chaotic. You also set an example for those around you, showing that compassion can diffuse tension faster than judgment ever could. To wrap things up, let's summarize the key steps to handling public meltdowns with confidence. Regulate your own emotions first. Stay calm, composed, and present. Communicate with kindness using simple, validating phrases in a steady tone. Use deliberate de-escalation techniques, such as redirection, creating a safe space, or calming gestures. Tailor your response to the situation, whether dealing with a child, adult, or a stranger. Consider prevention strategies for those you care for, such as routines and emotional development tools. Ultimately, remember that a moment of chaos is just that, a moment. With the tools and techniques discussed here, you have the power to turn public meltdowns into opportunities for empathy, resolution, and connection. The next time you face a difficult scenario in public, take a deep breath. Know that you're equipped to handle it with grace and confidence. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more practical insights.